Try not to open any boxes. You never know what's inside, okay?
The Seleka militia watches helplessly from afar. Suddenly, the crowd stirs. Insults and threats the inhabitants toward two disarmed militiamen. They came after us in our homes. Another militiaman arrives on the other side, carrying a suitcase. The French soldiers panic.
Hey! Put it down! Put the suitcase down! Drop it! Put the suitcase down! Move back! Move back! Move back! Move back!
He was immediately arrested and taken away. In this same house, the French have already arrested other militiamen.
Don't film.
C'est pas le dispositif.
These are terrorists. They are terrorists. They are Selekas.
We want peace! We want peace! A new stampede. Two Muslims, dressed in white, passing on a motorcycle, are taken to task. Central African gendarmes intervene to halt a lynch mob. They eventually escape. Fear has switched sides. Muslims who are being threatened. In another neighborhood of Bangui, the crowd sets fire to cars and raid the homes of disarmed Selekas. After months of terror, it is the largest Christian outpouring to date. That night, drama would strike the French army. We begin with sad news that broke early this morning. Two of our soldiers died last night in Bangui during a clash with militias. These are the first victims in the French ranks since the beginning of Operation Sangaris in Central Africa. That same evening, François Hollande arrived at Bangui airport. Returning from Nelson Mandela's funeral, he paid homage to the French soldiers. François Hollande has called President Jotodia to the French base. He will meet him, but away from cameras. He aims to put pressure on the Seleka Central African authorities.
As for these authorities, if there's a time to act. They must work together, and they must allow orders to be executed. That includes the first of these orders, the disarmament of militia. Thank you.
In the bush, Corporal Rombo has not given up attacking Bangui. Now that Selekas have been partially disarmed, the time has come for revenge. A small delegation of veterans meet at the village entrance. Final instructions before the offensive. At the village entrance. Final instructions before the offensive.
Looting is forbidden. If I catch anyone looting, I will kill them. I tell you that now. I will kill you. No need to rob our own country clean. Leave that to the Arabs. Understood? Do not envy your neighbor. Do not harm civilians. Do you understand? Understood?
The greatest fear is of leaks. For safety reasons, mobile phones are prohibited.
If someone is caught using a phone, they will be considered a traitor. Even if it takes 10 people to catch him, we will find them and brutally kill them. We don't care about the state of your soul.
Come night, they head towards Bangui, to a point on the outskirts of the capital, right next to the French-held airport. The night before battle, there's a last war meeting.
At 2 a.m. tomorrow, we attack. No matter the conditions. We'll shoot with a machine gun.
Suddenly, Corporal Rombo is called by his aide. When he returns, the program has changed.
I was told to stand down tomorrow. I've been informed that the Chadians and Sudanese mercenaries are being disarmed. Once the Selekas are disarmed, the French will let us go in. Tomorrow, France will strike the Muslim section, and we'll be behind to capture those who try to flee.
We don't know where the instructions came from, but the offensive has been postponed. Alfred Rombo heads to bed. Come morning, the situation in Bangui is backed up. The group Marabout arrives. He's the one to make lucky charms for the fighters, rendering them invincible. A little demonstration to prove these powers. According to him, the bullet of the gun can be offset by this magic. The important thing is to believe. He swallowed a razor blade to prove that pain cannot affect him.
That's an anti-bullet. Come on, swallow it.
La toux avalée. La toux avalée. Il n'y a pas de blessure.
In Bangui, the situation becomes critical. For 1 week, majority Christian refugees stream toward the airport. At least 30,000 occupy this makeshift camp. Every day, dozens of wounded civilians arrive here for emergency treatment. According to NGOs, 1 in 3 children is infected with malaria. Emergency aid arrives in a trickle. Only 3 pints of water. Sleep is impossible on the floor due to the cold, mud, and insects.
We're missing protective canvases, mosquito nets, covers, sweaters. We need this for the babies and the pregnant women because they need protection. The French government has to find a solution. Why? Because they are our colonizer. They have to defend us from all this.
In Bangui, 55 different refugee camps have sprouted up. They welcome some 300,000 displaced people, 1/3 of the capital's population. Paris, December 16, 2013. At the Invalides, a ceremony honors the 2 French soldiers killed in action. Bangui. On the day of the Invalides ceremony, Seleka General Yaya is at his encampment.
How are you? You all right? Please, relax.
He commands 1,000 men, but by order of President Jotodia, under pressure from the French, they may no longer leave the capital with their weapons. The militiamen lie about camp, waiting for who knows what. The general cares for the injured. At lunchtime, Yaya takes us to his home in a residential neighborhood. It was the home of a diplomat. He requisitioned it after the coup in March 2013.
My 2 children are here, Ali and Yoel. Their mother is Christian. What are we going to do if Christians and Muslims are separated?
On the television, the ceremony at the Invalides.
I blame France. I testify that the French army has disarmed Muslim civilians and left them to be massacred by Christians. France is charged with assuring the country's security. That they then allow such things to happen is not right.
Did France stand idly at the massacres? Controversy swells in Paris. The defense minister replies.
We are heavily involved in what I call impartial disarmament. Impartial disarmament means that ex-Seleka and former anti-Balaka must lay down their weapons, and they will then receive protection. This also precludes reprisal or retaliation by any one group on another. There are extremists on both sides who prey upon the Central African people regardless of denomination.
Impartial in principle, but by the reality on the ground. Corporal Rambaud is now camped on the outskirts of Bangui. In an abandoned school, 100 men. At Mass time, the pastor launched into a very political sermon.
Lord, hear our prayers. God is the protector of what? He is God of whom? Of the army. Is that understood? God is the Lord of the army, the first warrior. That is why God has gathered you here this morning, to fight our enemies and liberate the Central African Republic.
Christians continue to train in anticipation of battle. They appear better equipped with more machine guns. This man is Lieutenant Corporal Rambaud. Remember his face.
Well, we showed the French army the Seleka Muslim house to help them do their job, that's all.
However, the informant is not quite a local. Remember, This is one of the men we crossed on Corporal Rombaud's base. Christian fighters direct the French army to flush out their enemies. Hussar paratroopers descend on the neighborhood. Everything is deserted. The population has fled.